Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This is my first video and I'm going to start with a US election prediction for 2020. And yeah, let's get started. So Washington, Oregon, California, all the safe states for the Democrats will fill in first. New York, Vermont, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, DC. We've also got Maine's first district, and then for the Republicans we've got Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, Utah, the Dakotas, Nebraska, 1st district, 3rd district, Kansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Indiana, and Alaska. So we will start with the West Coast and we will work east. So with Nevada, the Democrats did well in the midterms here. 2018 they gained a Senate seat. They also had Obama beat Romney here by 7, but Clinton beat Trump by 2. But then with the midterms and the Latino vote, I think Biden will push through, despite Bernie doing very well here in the primaries. I think Biden will win by probably a lean margin, so probably between 2 and 5, and probably similar to how Clinton won it. And then we will go to Arizona. I think this will be probably the closest state in the whole election. Romney beat Obama by 9. Trump beat Clinton by just 3.5. It had a Senate seat flip in 2018. Also, Mark Kelly against Martha McSally in 2020, the Senate seat there. I think Mark Kelly will probably have a good chance at winning that. So I'm going to say that Biden will win that by probably just a tilt margin, possibly under 1%. I think that will indeed be the closest state. Colorado and New Mexico, I think, would both go likely for Biden. Texas, I think Romney beat Obama here by about 16. Trump beat Clinton by about 9. I think Trump will still pretty easily win it. I'm thinking probably by a likely margin, possibly around 6%. I think Biden will be stronger than Clinton, and demographics will shift appropriately, probably slightly towards the Democrats, but I think Trump will still have a strong hold in here. We move on to Iowa. We'll do Nebraska's second. I think Trump will win Nebraska's second by probably a lean margin. Iowa, we had Obama beat Romney by 6, and then Trump beat Clinton by 10. So clearly very volatile state. I do think Trump will win probably by a lean margin. I'm thinking probably around 4 points here. Whereas Minnesota, I think the Democrats did very well here in 2018. It was closer between Trump and Clinton. Clinton still pulled through. I do think Biden will win probably by a lean margin, possibly around, again, 4 or 5 points. We'll go down south now. So Florida, I do think Trump will win here, probably by a lean margin, possibly about 2 or 3. We had a Senate race in 2018 where the Republicans actually gained a seat from the Democrats in the blue wave year, which does bode well, but does bode quite well for Trump. They're also quite fond of incumbents in Florida, so I think that will work to Trump's advantage as well. Georgia, we had 2012 Romney beat Obama by 8, and then Trump beat Clinton by about 5. I do think increased African American turnout will help in Biden's favour, but I do think Trump will still win, probably by a lean margin, probably by about 3. I think it'd probably be another 4 or 8 years before it's really in contention to flip to the Democrats. North Carolina, we had Romney beat Obama by 2. That trended to a Trump win over Clinton by only 3. I think, again, plus African American turnout could make this very close. I do think Trump will still win here, probably by about 3 points again, possibly. Moving on to Virginia, Democrats, I think, will win here probably by quite a strong margin, possibly by 7-8. You had Hillary Clinton beat Trump by 5. Obama beat Romney by 4. So clearly trending in the Democrats' column despite 2016's poor result. And then you had the Democrats also gained 3 seats in the House in the midterm elections. We will move on to Ohio. Obama beat Romney here by 3. Trump beat Clinton by 8. So again, similar to Iowa, very volatile state. I do think Trump will be able to energize the voters here a lot more than Biden will be able to. So I do think Trump will win, probably by a lean margin again. I'm thinking probably around 4 or 5 points. I do think Biden is overall a stronger candidate than Hillary. Yet I have my reservations about his ability to turn out voters, really. Wisconsin, we'll leave the Rust Belt till last. We'll go to Maine's 2nd district. I do think Trump will win here. I don't think it will be as large as his win in 2016, but I do think he'll win. Maine overall, I do think Biden will pull through, though, probably by a lean margin. He did actually beat Bernie here in the primaries, only just, but he did still win. I do think he'll do enough to win Maine at large. I think New Hampshire will be close, but again, I think Biden will just about pull through. He had an abysmal showing in the primaries, but Trump's approval in New Hampshire has really dropped, and it's been pretty awful since he came in 2016. And it was close between him and Clinton, but Clinton did still win, and I do think Biden will win here, probably by lean margin, probably by maybe about 3 points. And then the big 3, which ultimately will decide the election, in my opinion, I do think Pennsylvania. It went to Obama by about 5 over Romney, and then Trump won by about 0.7%. I do think that Biden, he has the home state factor. I don't think he's the best at driving turnout, but I think with the name recognition as Obama's VP, Obama got such a huge win here that I do think Biden will probably pull through as the winner. I think the Democrats will generally focus a lot more on the Rust Belt than they did back in 2016. They kind of took it for granted, really. But I do think they'll just about manage to take Pennsylvania. With Joe Biden, I think it'll be very close, possibly within 1% again, but I do think it'll go the other way. And then Wisconsin, I do think will just about tilt to Trump. I think of the 3, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin is leaning the most red. It went to Obama by about 7, and then Trump by about 0.8, so a tiny bit more than Pennsylvania and Michigan. I do think Trump will just about squeak out a win here, despite the midterms really going against him in the whole area of the Rust Belt, really. I do think he's really got the ability to drive up turnout when he's at the top of the ticket. And then finally, Michigan. I do think Biden will pull off Michigan. I do think it'll be a bit of a wider margin than Pennsylvania. And I do, because we had Obama beat Romney by 9 and then Trump beat Clinton by just 0.2. Clinton really did neglect the state of Michigan. We did have the Biden kind of incident with the factory worker, which probably doesn't work in his favour. But I do think by the time the election comes around, that will kind of fade out. Factors like that, and I think people will get over the many known gaffes of Biden. Just looking at the poll numbers, we had a 2016 this time in 2016, so the time of this recording, April the 11th, we had Clinton was up by about 10.6 in the polls, whereas now Biden's only up by 5.9. But I do think Biden has a stronger ability to hold that. With Hillary Clinton, we had the scandals kind of emerge at really the wrong time for her. I think she was a poor candidate. I think Biden will hold his own in the debates, despite what many people think. The last debate with Bernie really showed that. So yeah, overall, I think Biden will just about squeak out a win at this stage. Again, this prediction could change by November, but I've got 279 to 259 to Joe Biden. Thank you very much for watching my first video.